good evening from here in Washington. My name is Megan with MJ Stitches 23. This is Flosstube number 10 for me, and it is my 2026 plans. So these are all the plans that I am committing to or trying to commit to for the year of 2026. The biggest plan is a baby. So if you guys have watched my whip parade, you'll have seen my announcement that I am pregnant. I'm 5 months. We're very excited. So with that in mind, baby is going to be due here in the beginning of June. So with that in mind, I have picked some easier goals, but I am going to play three big games, or if you want to, I joined three cross stitch groups on Facebook that I want to participate in for this year, that I'm going to talk to you guys about. And then I've got a few new starts that we're gonna go through that I know that I will be starting or have started, and then just a few little extra games that I'm carrying with me into this year that I started last year. So first we're going to talk about how I'm making my plans and how I'm setting up for this year. Many of you, if you're stitchers or floss tubers, you guys have a cross stitch journal or some kind of planner, which I think is amazing. I am still new from last year, so I've decided I want to do that, but I didn't know which one to get. There was a couple different options out there, and I didn't even know what I wanted to do. So what I decided was this one, which is Create Your Own Magic, and it is just a spiral journal. It's just a regular spiral notebook. So what I'm doing for this year is I'm making all of my own plans in here, cutting, pasting, putting in stickers, doing some highlights, and then I think that will help me see what my style is, what I like, what works for me, what doesn't, and that will help me for next year pick what type of journal will work best for me moving forward. The other thing that I use is this calendar. It's just a calendar page, and I like to see everything all on one page for the month. So this is like one of the Facebook groups that I'm at. These are my Flosstube Plans that I have, and then everything in here is the piece that I stitched on and how many stitches, because I'm starting to keep a running total of that. Last year I kept track of days that I stitched on a project, so I'm still doing that with this calendar, but for some of these Facebook groups and games I'm playing, they really appreciate or require stitch counts, so I am working my best to count them as I'm stitching. So these two things are going to be really important for my plans for this year. So if you hear papers rustling, that's me going forward and backwards, trying to find the things that I want to talk to you guys about. So we're going to start this video with one of the Facebook groups that I joined new this year. Is called Whip Go. I know a lot of you guys play that. So many of you know what I'll be talking about. For those of you that don't, basically it's a Facebook group. You make a bingo board for the whole year. 2 numbers are called every month, and then whatever number that you have, whatever coincides with the number that you planned, that's what you stitch. So this is my Whip Go board. And I'm gonna post a picture up here so you guys can follow along while I look at it from down here. So I decided each space is numbered 1 through 25. And for January, you can see number 2 and number 7 were called. Maybe it's on the, I know I always get the direction wrong. I think it's this side. Number 2 and number 7. So I chose themes, and that's what's written in pink marker, is kind of themes for what I wanted to do for each call. So number 2 is called, and that is flower. So it means that I needed to pick a whip to work on for the month that has flower in it. And then number 7 was nostalgic. So something that gives me nostalgia or something that I just miss working on. So I like this format, and I picked different, you can see all the pink things, different, because it allows me to pick the whips that I want when the numbers are called. And that gives me a bit more options throughout the year so that I'm still excited to stitch on a piece. There's many different ways that you can play this game, which of course they talk about in the Facebook group, and I know she's got a great Flosstube that describes it, that was fun for me to watch to learn how to play. You make your own goals. So like I said, I'm being very, I don't want to use the word stingy. I'm being very cautious, maybe is a better word, with my goals, because I'm the type of person that if I don't meet my goals, I'm really hard on myself. And that's not what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be fun. So I wanted to make goals that I was pretty sure I could achieve, mostly sure I could achieve. And then if I do more, that's just an added bonus. So my goal is to stitch on these projects for each call for 2 days. So that's 4 days of stitching, 2 for one number and 2 for the other number. That's called each month. And I'm like, I can do that. I can do 30 stitches one day. I could do 400 stitches one day, and it doesn't matter. It still counts as a day. So I am really happy with that goal for this year. We'll see, how that kind of evolves for next year. But I did make my goals for January. So I put stickers on my board. So the green outline is when the number's called. So I know that that's what I'm gonna be working on. And then I write in there the whip that I choose and the month. And then once I complete 2 days worth of stitching on that project, it gets a sticker. And then I'm done. So I'm very excited. So for February's have already been called, which we'll talk about in a future Flosstube video. Probably my next one. My next Flosstube video is going to be regular Flosstubes. This is just plans for the whole year. So we'll talk about that in the next video, and I'll probably be able to show you let's see if I put it in February. Not sure yet if I'll be able to film it before February, but you'll at least be able to see what I'm stitching, if not some of what I've stitched. So another group that I joined last year that I am continuing with is called Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge group on Facebook, and it's run by Carolyn Zook from Zook Stitch along with Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches. I love this group. It's not, this group is very enabling. They let you be a little more loosey-goosey with how you want to do your prompts. For me right now, that's just kind of my style, really where I want to be. So every month they have an acrostic. So I'm going to show you February's, for example. I skipped the one in January because we did a different game. Sometimes they have pop-up events. So that's what I'll talk about next, is a pop-up event they did for January. But their regular, what they do each month, is something that looks like this. So this is for February's. And they have a theme for the month, which was folklore. And so you pick a project that fits the theme. So I picked my huge project, Rivendell Sunrise. And then you have a goal for the month. So I'm taking a leaf out of Katie, Jeremiah's mom. She's Jeremiah's mom on Facebook. Out of her book, because she doesn't make goals. She just picks her projects, and then whatever she does, she fills in her accomplishments. I just like that better right now for me. I did the goals last year. I might switch back to that eventually, but for right now, I like just putting in accomplishments, because I still don't know if I want to do days or stitches for this. I've been playing with that back and forth in my last couple of videos. If you guys have been watching, you've seen. And I just have mixed feelings about which I like better. So for right now, month to month, as I'm, especially during my pregnancy, I think this is gonna be a better fit. And then the acrostic is Kasky, I believe. It's a, it has something to do with folklore, in a different language. That's the best I can do. Watch Carolyn's Flosstube if you want to know more about that. So then you have to pick a project for each letter of the acrostic. So these are all the letters. Again, I'll post another picture so you can kind of see. So for K, Little Leaf, I'm doing K is for Krista West of Avlia, and I'm doing Little Leaves for the K. The A, I've got Author Embroidered Design, and that piece is Wizard Sampler. Z, I'm still going to be working on. Z was tough for me, but I'm going to have Zoo, and I have 2 projects that I'm thinking about that reminds me of Zoo. Just craziness. So it's going to be one of those projects, which we'll talk about in the next Flosstube. K is also, again, for Krista West, another one of her projects, which we will talk about later in this video. And then Y is, I put for youth as like a topic, and that's Indiana Dunes piece because I grew up visiting Michigan City, Indiana, a lot. A lot of these projects you're gonna see, I'm not gonna show you them. I'll show you a few at the end. But these ones for now I've talked about a lot in my previous couple of Flosstubes, so bear with me here. Okay, so that is going to be for February, and they do that each month throughout the whole year. For the theme, so each month they have a different theme. Right, so for January's, which I didn't do, was monochrome. February's, which I will be working on, is folklore. So these are going to be the themes for this year. And at the end of this year, all of these themes have an overall, they kind of relate to an overall topic or theme, and you try to guess what it is. So this was kind of for last year's, and then so I wrote them all down and then tried to guess, and I was horribly wrong. But it was fun to try to guess what these were. So that's at the beginning of my journal so that I can keep track of that and start thinking through the year what the overall theme might be. The second part of that group, they have some pop-up events. One of the pop-up events they're doing for February, I know, is Groundhog Day. So you pick, like, you guess if, or no, you don't guess. You pick a project for if the groundhog sees a shadow to stitch on for a couple days, or if this groundhog doesn't see a shadow, then you get to pick on a brighter piece or a summery piece, spring piece, or instead of a winter piece, or light piece instead of a shadow piece. So that will be something that I am going to be doing as well. Which again, I'll talk about in future Flosstubes. For January, they have been doing something called Bringo. Kind of like Whipgo, you make a bingo board like this, and you put numbers 1 through 25 wherever you want. So that's what I did. Then when a number is called, and you have to stitch at least 100 stitches, you get to fill it in. And then you're trying to do a blackout. So every day, Carolyn randomly picks a number for the following day, and that following day is you stitch whatever coincides with the number. You try to get a blackout. So very proud of myself. I did get my blackout, and I'm rewarding myself with stickers. I'm really liking the stickers. So the planning sheet looked something like this. So for each number had a topic. So some of the interesting topics were like a travel piece, picked a piece that reminds you of growth, a piece that had variegated floss, a piece that someone else chooses, a whip that you're avoiding. That was a fun one because that actually came out at the end. A non-US designer, something with the border, something with 15 or more colors, a whip that's closest to a finish, something that you would hang in the kitchen. And so at the beginning of the month, I then chose projects that coincided with these topics. Super fun planning. It was super fun. I know, it's like a whole nother hobby. And then once the number was called, I'd look to see what the project was, and I'd know I'd have to stitch 100 stitches on that to cross off my Bringo board. So, really fun game. They are going to do another one in, well, I should say, I don't know. They did last year. They did another one called Springo, and I believe that was in April. Very, very similar to this. So hopefully, Carol and Robin, you guys do it again for this coming year. So I think that this is really fun. So that's another group that I am definitely participating in for 2026. The third, okay, and final group with their games that I am going to be participating in is Whip Warriors. It's a group that, again, I just joined for this year. And this group, they are very high and all about participation. So if you are actively participating in the group, you get to stay in the group. If you are not actively participating and don't earn enough points, which are, they assign points, they're like threads. If you don't earn enough threads, then you're not welcome to be in the group anymore. So I'm trying to do my best to be an active participant. When you start, you pick what group you want to designate for the year within that group. So I've picked Focus X is my designated group, which means I have picked 10 whips that I will be focusing on for this group only. Am I saying that right? I picked 10 whips that I will be only, like I can't use other projects for this group right now. So I picked 10 to use for all of these groups challenges until I get a finish, and then I can replace it with something else. So just 10. So I'm doing all the games right now with just my 10 with these 10 whips. It's called Focus 10. If you want to know what those whips are, they are the first 10, and I say that in my whip parade. And I show you every single one of those, so you can see which ones I'm trying to focus on for this year. So one of the games that we played in January was called Feisty Focus, which you pick one of your whips, which for me has to be in the 10, right? And then you are stitching on that as much as you can within a weekend, and you pick, this group has, I think, it has like 10 to 20 mod bins, somewhere in there. Maybe like 15 or 14, 12? I'm not sure, I don't remember. And you pick somebody to like compete against. And if you beat them, you earn a thread, and then kind of like that. So you don't really know how much they're gonna stitch, they don't know how much you're gonna stitch. So that's kind of a fun game that I played in, and I earned 1 thread, so I was very excited. Another game that I participated in was Whip Frenzy. So that's another weekend. And there you stitch 200 stitches per whip, and you keep rotating. You gotta do a different whip for every single one. So I went through my whole 10 and then started again. So I think I got through 12 whips. Maybe it was 11. But I was very excited because I at least got through my 10. So I earned another thread for that one. And the last game for thread earnings, oh, I'm gonna show you, was called January Stitch and Seek. And I got my sticker, I gave it to myself. I'm not sure. They have to grade it. They grade it, make sure, and they give you threads. So I'm hoping to earn 4 sparkly threads. But I have to wait till they grade it to make sure that I did everything correctly. So they give you, so here's my little planning sheet. They give you 10 words to look for in your whips. If you can't find them in your whips, then you find them in a real world and you take a picture. So I've got like cat, grass, chimney, nose, candle, color brown, wine, plain, like a baseball cap, and a cauldron. So then these are the projects that I picked to stitch for these that I found either had items in it or that I took a picture with the item. And then this was my stitch count. You have to stitch at least 200 stitches for those items. And this will happen every month. So this was for January. So I will be doing the next one for February. Definitely learned a lot. I stitched on my Harry Potter, my Harry Potter piece, my wizard sampler cap. I was like, oh, cap, you know, that's kind of like a wizard hat, like it's a hat. So I'll put the wizard hat in there. So I stitched, you know, 237 stitches for that. And then I found out later on that no, they're very specific. It's neat. They like to be specific. It needs to be like a baseball cap. So I was like, okay. So I went and found it. And so I did a redo, and I found a cap and then stitched another 218 on a different whip, which was Nature's Journey. So, which is fine because it just means that I did lots of extra stitching and got more progress done on my Harry Potter piece, which I want to get done for my baby's room anyway. So all good, all in good fun. So Whip Warriors is something that I'm also doing, playing a lot of games, trying to participate as much as I can for this year. It's really fun, and I've done a couple of Zoom calls with them, and everyone's like super chill and chatty, and it's a lot of fun. Okay. Oh, so here are, to go on with that, here's my Whip Warriors, my virtual threads. I'm keeping track because it makes me feel good. So like I did Feisty Focus, I earned a thread, so I got this sticker. Oh, it's my own. Guys, I'm putting my own stickers on here because it makes me feel good. So it's not stickers that they send you. It's just what I have in my stash. Whip Frenzy, I got another sticker because I got a thread. So Stitch and Seek, when they grade that, hopefully I get a nice sparkly 4 threads. And then yes, I'm going to put 4 actual stickers in here because it's just going to make me feel good. So this is going to be my page for, you know, all the months and all the stickers, so I can keep track of how many threads that I've earned. It also helps me keep track, make sure I'm participating enough in the group. So that's kind of how I'm doing my journal. And then I have a couple other pages where I make my notes for floss tubes and just other random things that I want to write down. So like, here we go. I'll go back to my Flosstube Plans page. Okay, so those are the 3 groups that I'm trying to actively participate in for 2026. Next, we're going to talk about 2 activities / games that I'm playing for this year. I'm carrying into this year that I started last year. So the British Baking Show. I am still watching and stitching on my project from 2025, that season that was released. So I will continue to do that until that piece gets finished throughout this year. I'm probably going to do it a little bit differently for the next one that comes out, but so far I'm having fun with doing it. I just want to do it a little bit differently next time, but I do want to complete that project and obviously watch the rest of the British Baking Show. So that one you'll keep seeing pop up in my floss tubes once I've finished the stitching and then watch the next show. Also with Jason X Stitches, he's another floss tuber. His name's Jason. He does something cool called Stitching Connection, where he's paired us up with a group of 3 other stitchers, so there's 4 of us, and we each picked a project to stitch a little bit on, and then we all mail them to each other, stitch some more, mail another round, stitch some more, and so by the time it gets back to us, the piece is finished, and we have all participated in stitching on some of it. So that one I will definitely keep participating in. I think we've made 2 full mailing rounds so far. So I'm just waiting on my third piece to arrive, if you count mine as the first one. So this will be my third one arriving to work on. So you'll see that in this video when that comes. Okay, we are here closing to an end, but we are going to talk about some new starts that I have planned. Before we do that, I just realized I got one more thing to talk to you about. My last video, I did my finish parade. The Flosstube before that, I did my finish parade. The Flosstube before that, I did my whip parade. I forgot about a whip. I can't believe it. I was going, I'm organizing all my things for this year, and I realized I forgot about this piece. So this is a piece that I started in September of last year from Acorns and Threads Cross Stitch Retreat. It's called Brambling Hill by the Artsy Housewife, and it is being stitched on 36 count gray by Weeks Dye Works. And I guess I probably forgot about it because I only have 128 stitches done, and I know some groups like there to be at least 200 stitches done to count it as a complete start. So my goal is to get it to 200 so that it becomes a start, but I'm still counting it as a start because I did actually start this at the retreat. So once I get the 200 stitches in, it will officially be a start, but we're gonna say that the start was back in September. So this is what I have so far. I think some of you guys have seen this. Yeah, sorry you guys, my lighting is not great right now because it's evening, which is why I'm not showing you a lot of projects. And you've seen them all a lot before anyway. So this is just kind of my plans video. So that is my tiny start. If you watched my Acorns and Threads video, you will see how I feel about this piece. It is the tiniest I think that I've done. And it probably took me, it was 120 stitches. It probably took me like over 2 hours to do that because I had to keep on stitching things. It felt just a long time, and I was complaining about it the entire time. This is also coming off from like Ada stitching, so seeing these holes was very, very difficult. I'm getting better because I'm practicing, or not practicing, I'm stitching on other pieces that are not Ada, so that's helping a lot. And looking at this, I'm like, oh, I really want to get some more work done on it and see how much I hate stitching on it. There's nothing wrong with it. The threads are great, the piece is great. It's just, I'm just not used to the small size. It's just because I'm new. So that's another one that probably won't get to finish this year, but it will definitely, I want to get some work on it, and I forgot to add it to my list. So now we're going to talk about my new starts for sure that I'm going to be doing this year. One of them I've already done, so you get to see some progress on it. This one is the Avlia project bag. So this is from Krista West of Avlia, and I got this at the Pacific Northwest Stitching Summit, which was the Acorns and Threads retreat. And this is my fun experiment. So I'm counting this as a whip because, a new start for a whip, because I am so curious to see how this goes. So this is the bag, and I am using a variegated thread. This is the first time I've ever used variegated thread. And you can see I'm kind of doing it embroidery style, because she gives you, in this bag, she gave you a little note card on different ways of how to fill this in. And one of them was kind of like embroidery. I don't really know how to do embroidery. I'm totally making this up as I go, and I don't care. It's fun. So I'm counting it as a whip because eventually I think it'd be really cool, fun to like fill that all out and just see what it turns out to be. It's kind of like my fun, no pressure. I can be a little more creative, go out of my box, my comfort zone with some specialty threads, or, you know, this is a variegated thread, which I've never used, or like different ways of, I don't know, however I decide to do this, it's not gonna be wrong because it's gonna be what I want. So I'm counting that as a new start, and it's going in my whip pile. Whoops, sorry. I'm just getting some water. Sorry, I'm probably talking fast. I thought this was gonna go faster than it has, but I guess I had a lot of things to talk about, so it's not a bad thing. Okay, my next project that I will be starting is called Japanese Teapot of Cross My Heart. I am stitching this on 14 count Aida. Midsummer. It's called Midsummer from Bestitch Me. And I actually started this on January 20th, 2026. This was my new start from Bringo. Do you want to see it? Or should I wait till the next video? You know what? I'm going to show you. This is going to be fun. So I have a lot to show you for my next. I've been working on a lot of stuff. So, I probably posted a picture already of what it looks like. And I will show you. I made these super cool, fun floss drops rings. So these are for, these are all my full stitches, and this project has a lot of half stitches in it. So these are for half stitches, colors for half stitch, colors for full stitch. And I got some of these at the Acorns and Threads retreat, and also at, that's what, sorry, these ones are for, and then I got these ones in Canada at the Stitch North. So, retreat. So I'm using all of that to make these. These are my first, like, look at all those colors. Don't they look beautiful? Okay, I know, you can't, I don't know why. You can't really see here, so I will show this again in my next floss tube because it's just, slating isn't gonna do it justice. So here is where we are. And I love this color fabric. And this is what we've done so far. So not a lot. Oh, I know. It's, oh, maybe like, it's just hard to see, guys. This is just not good lighting. Okay, I take it back. I probably shouldn't have shown you until the next video, but that's okay. I'll show it again in the next one. And hopefully I'll get some more stitches on it so you can see more. But that is where I'm at. I got the little ducks and started the pond, and this is all in the middle of the teapot. And actually, I'm showing it to you upside down. See, this is what the problem is with you don't do lighting. So I've got my little teapot needle minder on there. Super excited about that. And I realized when I showed it to you upside down. So here, now this is why the ducks look a little better. And I know I tried to do a middle start, but I moved it down a little and I measured because I wanted this to be part of the bottom, because this also came with this really cool frame. So that's all set. It's a kit. Very, very excited about that. Okay, so I got one more piece to talk about, but before I do and sign off, I have, it's another new start that I'm planning on. The new starts that I have this year that I'm going to start, that I don't know what they are yet, but I've noticed that I only have so much DMC. I have a lot of DMC. I mean, I have 4, what are they called? Bins? They're not bins. They're like little Tupperware, you know, like this, you know, come on guys, what's the word? Oh, I'm sure you guys are screaming at me. Anyway, that's where all my DMC floss is, but they're also in a lot of my projects already. So when I go to look for something and I don't have it, I actually probably do, it's just in a different project. So I've made lists of that, and I just get tired of pulling floss from this project to this project to this project, and I'm tired of it. So I am not doing any more DMC projects until I finish a DMC whip. So the things that I'm starting are now going to be from kits, or they're going to be from floss that isn't DMC that I have from my stitch retreats that people have put on the gift table and I've snagged. So really, really thankful for that. And I'm just gonna do my own color conversions and choose colors based on what I have in stash. And I think that will help me, one, focus more on the whips that I have to make a lot more progress and to get some done, versus bringing in more projects, can't find the thread, getting really frustrated when I sit down to stitch, or I think it'll also be more budget friendly so I don't have to go to the store and then just buy a whole bunch more. So that is my plan so far of how I'm going to do new starts so far. Okay, so with that being said, this last project that I know I'll be starting in 2026 is for my birthday. It's my birthday start. So Carolyn Zook and I, when we were chatting, we discovered that our birthdays are literally almost on the same day. My birthday is on March 21st. Her birthday, I believe, isn't it March 20th, Carolyn? I think it's like that. It's one day like right after the other, so they're super close. So we've decided to do the same piece for our birthday start, and it's going to be Asteria of Avlia, which is by Krista West. So she's so excited. We picked this piece out together when we were at Acorns and Threads retreat, and I'm just so excited. So Krista even wrote, we told Krista we're doing this. She's excited because guess what? Her birthday is in March as well. No way. I know. So cool. So she wrote a little happy birthday from Krista on my little card. So I'm super excited. So this is what we're going to be starting for our birthday. I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit to try to coordinate, I think, when we're officially starting. But I'm really excited about that. And for me, this is going to be another piece that I can use for my high tea party as like a little mini table runner or something to put one of the teapots on. So very excited about this one. It's gorgeous. And it is a fully kitted, when we bought this, it has the thread in it. It has the even weave, this is a 25 count even weave, and it's called Aegon. I think it's how you pronounce that. Aegon Sky. Beautiful. Again, not in this lighting. I don't know, you guys, I'm sorry. I know this is why I try to film during the day. But I was like, oh, I'm just doing plans today and now. So anyway, you'll see this one. It's much prettier. It's a lighter, think of this as like a brighter, lighter blue. You'll see that come out again when we start to plan it in March. But that is a piece that we will be starting. Very, very excited about. Whew. Sorry guys, this video was a lot longer than I expected. But I guess I have a lot of plans for 2026. So thank you if you've made it this far. If you've made it this far, send me a little heart emoji in the comments. Really, really sorry. Pick your favorite color. You can do red, you can do blue, you can do pink, you can do green, I don't know, whatever colors. Send me a little heart emoji. And be nice to yourself. You know? Things are hard right now, and we gotta just stay positive and take care of ourselves, because that will then spread down to taking care of others. We gotta take care of yourself first. Otherwise, you're no help to anybody. So focus on you, make sure you're okay. We're all doing the best we can. And I will see you on my regular floss tube next time.